Sylvia Syms. Sylvia Maylor Syms, OBE 6 January 1934 – 27 January 2023, was an English actress, best known for her roles in the films Woman in a Dressing Gown (1957), Ice Cold and Alex (1958), No Trees in the Street (1959), Victim (1961), and The Tamarind Seed (1974). In 2006, she portrayed Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, in the Stephen Frears movie The Queen, about the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, and days leading up to Diana's funeral. English actress. This article is about the English actress. For the American singer, see Sylvia Syms, singer. Personal life. Syms was born in Woolwich, London, England, the daughter of Daisy Hale and Edwin Syms, a trade unionist and civil servant. She grew up in Wellhall, Eltham, and was educated at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London, on whose council she later served. Her daughter Beattie Edney is also an actress, and she was the aunt of musicians Nick and Alex Webb. Syms was a long-term supporter of the Stars Foundation for Cerebral Palsy, serving on their board as an officer for 16 years until 2020 with singer Vera Lynn. In the last year of her life, Syms lived at Denville Hall, a retirement home for actors in London. She died there on 27 January 2023 at the age of 89. Career. In her second film, My Teenage Daughter (1956), she played Anne Eagle's troubled daughter. In 1958, she starred in the film Ice Cold and Alex alongside John Mills, Anthony Quayle, and Harry Andrews. That same year she appeared in the English Civil War film, The Moonraker. In 1959 she played in Espresso Bongo with Cliff Richard. She played opposite Dirk Bogarde in 1961 in the film Victim, as the wife of a barrister who is a closet homosexual. The film was thought to have broadened the debate which led to the decriminalization of homosexual acts in private. In 1962, she played opposite Patrick McGoohan as the wife of a condemned man in The Core Fellow, and in 1963 she played Tony Hancock's wife in The Punch and Judy Man. The film also featured her nephew, Nick Webb. Other comedies followed, such as The Big Job 1965 with Hancock's former co-stars Sid James and Bat Out of Hell 1967, but it was for drama that she won acclaim, including The Tamarind Seed 1974 with Julie Andrews and Omar Sharif, for which she was nominated for a British Film Academy Award. My Good Woman in 1972 was a husband and wife television comedy series which ran until 1974 with Leslie Crowther. At the same time, she was one of two team captains on the weekly movie quiz, hosted by Robin Ray. In 1975, she was the head of the jury at the 25th Berlin International Film Festival. In 1989, Syms appeared in The Doctor Who's story Ghostlight shortly after the end of British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher's period of office in 1990. Syms portrayed her in Thatcher, The Final Days 1991, a Granada television film for ITV, which dramatized the events surrounding her removal from power. She later recreated the role on the stage. From 2000 to 2003, she played Marion Riley in the ITV comedy-drama series At Home with the Braithwaites, and in 2002, she featured in the serial The Jury and contributed Sonnet 142 to the compilation album When Love Speaks for Stephen Frears' The Queen 2006. She was cast in the role of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, with Dame Helen Mirren, who, as her daughter, Queen Elizabeth II, won an Oscar for her performance. She also appeared in The Poseidon Adventure 2005, an American TV film that was a loose remake of the 1972 feature film. She also took up producing and directing in 2009. She appeared in the film Is Anybody There? Alongside Michael Caine and Anne-Marie Duff, and in the drama series Collision. In 2010, she guest starred as a patient in BBC One's drama series Casualty, having played a different character in an episode from 2007. Syms also appeared as another character in Casualty's sister series Holby City in 2003. From 2007 to 2010, Syms had a recurring role in BBC One's EastEnders, playing dressmaker Olive Woodhouse. In 2010, Syms took part in The Young Ones, a series in which 6 celebrities in their 70s and 80s attempted to overcome some of the problems of aging by harking back to the Urs. From 2013 to 2019, Syms was the narrator of Talking Pictures, which aired on BBC Two. Filmography. Source: The Driving Seat as Sylvia Baton, My Teenage Daughter as Janet Kerr, The Birthday Present as Jean Scott, Woman in a Dressing Gown as Georgie, No Time for Tears as Nurse Margaret Collier, The Moonraker as Anne Wyndham, Ice Cold in Alex as Sister Diana Murdoch, Bachelor of Hearts as Anne Wainwright, No Trees in the Street as Hetty, Ferry to Hong Kong as Liz Ferrers, Expresso Bongo as Maisie King, Conspiracy of Hearts as Sister Mitya, The World of Susie Wong as Chaos Nile, Amazons of Rome as Clelia, Flame in the Streets as Kathy Palmer, Victim as Laura For, The Core Fellow as Kathleen the Punch, and Judy Mann as Delia Pinner, The World 10 Times Over as Billet, East of Sudan as Miss Woodville, Operation Crossbow as Flight Officer Constance Babington Smith, The Big Job as Myrtle Robbins, Danger Route as Barbara Canning, Hostile Witness as Sheila Larkin, The Fiction Makers as Amos Clean, Run Wild, Run Free as Mrs. Ransom, The Disparos as Laura, Asylum as Ruth, The Tamarind Seed as Margaret Stephenson, Give Us Tomorrow as Wendy Hammond, There Goes the Bride as Ursula Westerby, Absolute Beginners as Cynthia, The Chorus of Disapproval as Rebecca Huntley Pike, Shirley Valentine as Headmistress, Shining Through as Linda's Mother, Dirty Weekend as Mrs. Crosby, Staggered as Margaret, The House of Angelo as Mrs. Harvey Brown, Food of Love as Alice Angelo, Deep Down as What a Girl Wants as Princess, Charlotte, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead as Mrs. Bart's Mavis, and The Mermaid as Geoga, The Queen as Queen Elizabeth, The Queen Mother Is Anybody There as Lillian Bunny, and The Bull as Hope Tellier, Booked Out as Mrs. Nichols, Run for Your Wife as Hospital Patient, Together as Rosemary, Life with the Lions, 13 July 1955-1962, It's a Square World, 11 August 1960-1964, The Saint, The Noble Sportsman as Lady in Yearly, The Saint, Jenin as Jenin Rover, Danger Man, It's Up to the Lady as Paula Glover, The Human Jungle, Success Machine as Margot, The Baron, Farewell to Yesterday as Kathy Dorn, But Out of Hell as Diana, The Saint, The Fiction Makers as Amos Clean, Strange Rupert, Paul Temple, The Adventurer, My Good Woman, Nancy Astor as Nan Iyer Langhorne, It's Your Move TV short as a Wife, Miss Marple, A Murder is Announced as Mrs. Esther Brooke, Doctor Who, Ghost Light as Mrs. Pritchard Thatcher, The Final Days as Margaret Thatcher, Countdown Guest in Dictionary Corner, Mulberry as Springtime, 1995, Peak Practice as Isabel DeGines, The Glass Virgin as Lady Constance, Heartbeat, Where There's a Will as Peggy Tappan, Home with the Brave Whites as Marion Riley, Dr. Zhivago as Madame Fleury, The Poseidon Adventure as Belle Rosen Dalziel and Pass Out Episode, The Cave Woman as Maisie Barron, 2009, 2010, EastEnders as Olive Woodhouse, New Tricks, Communal Living as Beatrice Blue, Murder, Agatha Christie's Marple, Murder is Easy as Lavinia, Enoch Pinkerton, Doctor's Case, Histories, Rav as Joan, Playhouse Presents as Alice, Gentleman Jack as Mrs. Rawson,